The great outdoors. No joke.
So you guys, let's try to keep today on the lighter side for the guys racing this weekend. But if you guys want, which I would prefer, we do instead of doing a full warm up, we'll do a short practice and go work a couple sections that are gnarly. Kind of just play around, do some skill building we haven't done in maybe a minute, and then we can just end with some good sprints. And you guys that want to keep going, that aren't racing, we can keep going. You guys are satisfied, we'll just have a short and sweet day. Let's make sure our starts are good to start off, and we can do more starts at the end too. Good?
What do you guys think about playing around with the off camber down there? Like the new one, the new section. I was playing around with the group 2 guys on Monday, like coming out of that off camber and like hopping into that 90. Like as you exit that, there's really no reason to let off, right? You guys can hop into that berm and carry a shit ton of momentum down into that sand left. Because obviously the whole goal is coming out of that left as quick as possible, right?
A lot of off cambers and a lot of long ruts. I would work in anything that's got long ruts and off cambers just so that you're comfortable, because that place is definitely
the off cambers and then the fast spot like this. Put them on camera, you know, high point general, so that'd be good. Angle that right and land here. Maybe try to land the front end a little bit heavier than that, but if you can pivot too, like land, pivot out and get more towards the right so you can sweep in like you are, dude, there's time to track together at a pretty high level.
We have a bit of an opportunity here to just kind of, let's get back to the basics. We'll just work this side of the track here for a little bit. But all I really like you to focus on is how do you go the same speed with less effort, and let's see if we can find some gains through here with just simplifying everything. But starting from, you know, we're full intensity on double because of the way it is, but these braking bumps, let's play around with both angles, really attacking and then breaking off the tip, and then also just backing off and just kind of dropping your heels and soaking it up. Play with the 2 variations. When we drop down that hill, do a couple you sit early and try to roll that, and then do a couple stand long, and right when you get to that hook, work with the shock. Don't let the shock, Reed, you got the last time, and Devin a little bit, when you guys sit early down there, it goes load, you can watch your back fold and unload. We don't want that. But same thing coming up this hill. If you guys get to unload, you have to be so critical with throttle control, but if we could time that up, we might be able to build up that hill just a little bit without breaking that rear end out. So, but sit early and ride that rut around, and then stand long and play with the G out and see which way personally just works better for you. I don't think there's a right or a wrong, it's just a rider thing. Come up, we can play around with jumping to this roller. If we exit this corner, this should match up a little easier. If we're not exiting properly, this is gonna be a stagnant and a hit. But if you guys are gonna play with this, let's get the timing down, and then let's work on using your legs to land softly into it so we're not landing hard. Get off your clutches. It'd be nice to not see both Devin and Reed, when you guys land, you watch immediately, you pull your clutch in. It'd be nice just to land and just, again, less effort, just simplify everything. We can have a play with a couple options down here, jumping it, going out, but let's hold a strong posture of a stance around that beginning. I don't think we should ever be sitting on the entry to that, because you guys start hitting that, it makes the bike wall around too much. We'll sweep down through here, go out, let's just go straight across, you run back in on the switchback, and we'll come in. But really just have a play with, let's ride your effort, your speed with less effort.
This was the first East Coast round of the year, which always brings out huge numbers. That's how popular High Point is. It's the first real big one of the year. It's always got a big crowd, and the entry fees are out of control. And it's also the first race where you really feel like, yeah, we're in the thick of things now. It's time for some serious pro motocross because of the weather conditions, the style of track, and just the history on the calendar. Everyone knows High Point is when this thing really, really gets underway. Reed came to the U.S. with one straight-up goal, which was to race supercross for ClubMX. And right away, a thumb injury took that shot away, and for a lot of riders, that would have been the end of the story. Just pack your bags and move on and maybe try again someday. But he didn't go that route. He got the injury fixed, he came back to club, and quietly got to work. Started grinding every day, just putting his head down, doing the work. And over the last 2 months, the team took notice. His attitude, his effort were perfect, and he was all in. So when the chance came to line up for his first pro motocross round, the team backed him. No pressure, no big expectations, just go out there, give it everything you got, see where you stack up, and use that experience to help prepare for what would come next.
First taste of the track.
Not bad. Pretty deep already.
Yeah.
Can't wait for them to flood it tonight. No, just the sawdust sections. Just the sawdust sections are bad. The rest of the truck's like there's barely a rut, but then where they put the sawdust, it's like, I don't know, deep. Yeah, but nah, it was good.
You excited?
Yeah, happy I got a little spin on it anyways, get a bit of a feel for it.
I got like one okay lap in, and then that was my fast lap. And then, yeah, when a rock hit me in the face, that probably cost me a second or so. I didn't even know where I was at for like a few seconds, so that was nice. And then, yeah, I just finished that lap, and then like I tried to go for another lap, and I messed the run. It was the last lap anyway, so then I just pulled off. But I was like spitting blood. Like, I've already changed gear now. All my gear is just bloody and just, dude, biggest rock I've ever been hit with, and right in my face, of course.
Alright, I can be better. Just messed up a couple laps, but it's alright. Well, I mean, better than last weekend. I rode better than last weekend, so some improvements. So, but it's all good. We'll see what second qualifying. If it's better, it'll be nice. If it's not,
Go faster first lap, bro. I had to check up because you were going so slow.
dude, I know because they checking up in front of me. I don't want to eat roofs. So, nah, it's good.
Not a great way to start the day. But
No.
whatever.
How's the track other than that?
Yeah, the track was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty hard to pack because they flattened it yesterday for the rain, and then it didn't rain too much, so then they ripped it later. So it's like hard base with slick mulch on top wherever they add the mulch. And yeah, it's not really that ready yet. Usually it gets super ready here. It's not really that ready. It's pretty flat.
12, we'll get a good gauge.
Yeah.
Put yourself out front on the start, good things will happen.
Alex hit his first real hurdle at High Point, and up to now it's all been progress and learning and building and growing each weekend, but High Point was different. It was one of those weekends that every rookie faces eventually, a bit of a reality check. Every round is a new experience, a new challenge, and when you step into the pro ranks, that learning curve hits hard and it hits fast. High Point delivered that moment for Alex, and it reminded him that this is a whole different level now. One of the most naturally talented riders in the pits, and this year, this field, it's the deepest it's been in a long time, and from 5th to 18th, the speed is almost identical, and it's kind of turned into start cross. If you don't get out front early, you're buried in a dogfight, and for Max, he hasn't had a single lap of clean air yet. No real chance to settle in, no rhythm laps up front, just non-stop battling from the drop of the gate. But the upside to that is it's sharpening his racecraft. He's relearning how to fight outdoors and how to survive the chaos and still stack his points. But until he grabs a start and gets out front early, it's going to stay a war zone for him every weekend.
Pennsylvania guy. Kitchen lives at Wachougal. So this is a very unique game here. Now slide back into the number
somewhat.
You were like P9, P10, something like that?
Yeah.
Is it just like
we just went stiffer on the forks and it was too stiff, and I got arm pumped like third lap and had to fight through it all the way through to the middle, and then finally, you know, towards the end your arms get so tired that they can't even pump up anymore, so then it starts coming back looser. But yeah.
The great outdoors. No joke.
Is everyone just being fast or what? It's just either the track or...
My speed's not alright, I just more stamina. Like, just because I haven't raced in so long, I haven't raced since like November or something, so, and it was supercross, so. And I had heaps of time off, so just building back, but it's alright.
I don't think you can ask for much more than that for just getting thrown in there. Like, you weren't even planning on doing this a month ago, right? You beat some good dudes. That's impressive. Reload, get some good, much rooted in really.
When you look at the way racing works at the very top level, the factory teams expect great starts. It's a standard, it's an expectation. They've got the horsepower, the data, the resources, and being up front is considered mandatory. And let's not forget that this year's top 10 in the 450 class is pretty unreal. They're all former champions, they're proven winners at the highest level, and for the privateer teams and the smaller teams like Club, the start is everything. It's the key to getting noticed, it's the key to getting TV time, getting sponsors recognized, and most importantly for Cody Schock, it's the key to scoring points and scoring maximum points. In Moto 1, he didn't get that Thunder Valley style start. He didn't get that clear air and that championship pace around him. He had to do it different and had to claw his way through the pack, and he did. He grinded through the field, made moves all the way to the final lap. He crossed the finish line in 10th, and honestly, that might have been his best ride of the season so far if you're actually looking at the way he rode the motorcycle. It was relentless and super smart racing, great racecraft, and most importantly, yeah, it was gritty. That's the grittier way to get things done.
Top 10. Great ride for the Delaware rider. And it is Cody Schock, Benoit Petrel.
Good job. Especially for worst start of the season. Yeah. Did you pump up in the beginning? And then it loosened back up? I mean, you're 2-3 seconds a lap on the left too. You're marching forward there.
Yeah.
In more slow.
You literally almost caught web.
That was a good dig at the end though. Really good. Sick.
That time?
I still need to find more comfort. It's almost like it's too springy.
Too springy?
Like it absorbs, but I don't feel like I can feel the ground. If that makes sense.
Like sort of floating a bit.
Yeah.
Rider number 47, also Kawasaki mounted from Washington, Levi Kitchen. And rider number 1, out of California.
Once I had that gap, dude, I was sprinting every single lap. I'm standing late into the ruts, I'm sitting in.
Did you go down at the end? No, I just got the worst start of my life, and then just pretty much had arm pump since like lap 2.
I was trying to tell you.
Tired by 12 minutes in and just...
Deegan crossed right behind you, so you could have rolled that last lap. I was like,
I knew, but I was just like, I don't want to...
I was wondering, you were out there all by yourself.
Yeah, I didn't want to just roll around.
Yeah, I gave it everything. All the way to the finish. And that's what I had, dude. That's all I had.
Well, look at that. We got work now. There's no fix. The 483 bright tail on his Yamaha.
You know, High Point is always a bit of a gamble when it comes to weather. There's a chance of rain pretty much every single year, and it's like a 50-50 shot that you're going to get some. And you might not get a full-on mutter, but you're almost certain to get a little something. Still, it's one of the coolest tracks on the calendar. It's got that old school feel with the rolling hills, the off cambers, and it's just such a unique track compared to everything else on the schedule. way better start this time. The execution on the first lap was incredible. He latched onto that lead group and he stayed there. And he fought hard. He fought through the variables, handled the downpour, never blinked. He never broke. And by the checkers, he looked up and he was 9th. And that's 1 spot in front of the current 3-time Supercross champ, Cooper Webb. And he got his first overall top 10 of the season. And for a guy who's been just fighting and grinding every week to put those results on paper and get that top 10, it was a huge day for Cody.
Yeah, not doing wrong.
Way better start.
Yeah.
And just stayed up there.
Yeah.
Did you run on a 0?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Like 6 laps in, not even?
Yeah. I was on the struggle bus.
It's okay.
Hey, half the track was raining, half wasn't. I was like, oh, it stopped raining. And then the other side, downpouring. I'm like, bro.
Cody has now shown that he can be up front, whether it's through the start or through charging through the pack and fighting through the chaos to get there. And the confidence and the comfort are clicking into gear. They're finally meeting at the same time. And if the trajectory keeps up, the next few rounds could be his breakout this summer.